We just voted. Who we vote for?
Trump.
I personally don't like Trump. I'm not a fan of him.
But we voted for him.
We voted for him. And here's why. I heard someone say the other day that Election Day is not Valentine's Day. You're not voting for someone if you like them personally, if you like all the decisions they made. But we decided to vote for the one candidate that acknowledges our king. Right? When you hear somebody say Christ is king at a meeting and one candidate said wrong meeting, red flags.
Very clear.
And so Trump is not a perfect person. I actually personally don't even care for him, but I do know that he acknowledges Jesus Christ. And because of that, our values and our morals, that's what matters to us. The economy is going to always be jacked up.
Yep.
Housing is going to always be jacked up. What's going on in this crime is always going to be jacked up. But more importantly, I wanted to stand with someone that acknowledges that Jesus is king and we believe in life. So hope you guys vote. Let's go.
Whatever was more important than my son, your granddaughters, whatever it was, I hope you get it. If it was cheaper gas prices, cheaper eggs, more gas, Greenland now for some reason, I hope you get that, all of it, or else it was all for nothing, right? And that's not true. It's not even true. I hope you suffer, honestly, I do. And before you tell me how cruel that is, hoping doesn't do anything. I hope for lots of things that don't happen. You know what gets things done is voting. And you fucking betrayed them. All of them. So many people. And whatever it is you betrayed them for, I don't know. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's good to you. And it probably will be. It probably will be. Because that's what you wanted. And you knew. But I'll never forgive you for it. Ever.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, a lot of MAGAs are beginning to blame their principal and turning against him after some of his policies now affects them directly. You know, when they say people will never know how others feel until it gets to their doorstep, that's exactly what is happening to MAGAs right now, because they are not feeling the pain, how the policies are affecting them directly. Now they are feeling like they made a huge mistake and calling him out for, doing the things that they did not bargain for. A lot of them voted because of one reason or the other, but now it seems that those reasons have backfired eventually. Hey guys, so welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I'm just going to let these videos roll. I've got that for you guys, and I'll come back with the commentary. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then I'll come back with the commentary.
A Trump supporter told me they were struggling to buy groceries and that they were getting laid off of work because of Trump's tariffs, and I started busting out laughing real hard, stomach hurting. And then he said, "Oh, it's funny that I'm struggling." And I said, "Well, yes. God forbid a man is ecstatic, you're getting what you voted for." And then he started squinting his eyes like this, and I was like, "What are you looking for? Your job? Because it's gone." And then I started laughing again, and he got real mad, and he walked away. And then I said, "Were you walking to the food pantry because you can't afford grocery prices?" I went to the floor laughing. I was banging on the floor laughing real hard. Then everyone around me was like, "You ate that shit up. You ate that shit up." And then I woke up. But moral of the story, don't tell me you're struggling if you're a Trump supporter.
I know you told me you voted for President Trump. What were you hoping that he would do?
I was hoping he would did something that made sense regarding the economy, made some kind of progress in bettering, the benefits of being a veteran. But I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country, but now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to pay the bills. It goes against everything I expected when, I voted for him.
So you're not satisfied with what he said?
No. And it doesn't even have to do with anything about me getting fired. I mean, if I had gotten fired as part of the, government, cutting government spending, I would have been fine with that. I can accept that. But he's not delivering on anything he said he was going to do. So what's your real game plan? It doesn't make sense to me.
There are some things that he promised to do that he that he has put in place? I mean, there are executive orders that he's done, that he said that he was going to do. You don't feel like he's lived up to those promises?
I mean, where are the results? I mean, seriously, prices are still going up. We're now in the middle of a tariff war with a bunch of countries that used to be our steadfast allies. I mean, how do you make an enemy of Canada? You know, they're right next to us, and they've been one of our premier allies and commerce partners for, I mean, seriously, like what, centuries now?
And he did say that he was going to put tariffs in place. Did you just not think that they would be implemented in this particular way?
I didn't think they were going to be put in play in a juvenile way. I mean, where was the attempt to actually talk to the heads of these other countries like, hey, you know, I feel you have unfair tariffs against our products. I'd like to talk about it first. And if we can't work out some kind of resolution, then I feel to protect our people, we need to implement this kind of tariff. There was no attempt at even talking to the other countries.
That's what I get. Fucking immigration tries to show up, everybody leaves. Not a soul in here.
Yo, dude, so many freaking jobs created. Like, this is awesome. What Trump was able to do in 10 days, Biden was not able to accomplish. He created so many jobs for you guys. And because Daddy Trump is so freaking intelligent, he thought of everything. He thought of everything. Not only did he deport the undocumented migrants and created more work for you guys to apply, right? Like, this is great. You'll get a 1099 as an independent contractor because you won't be getting any of those nasty benefits, you know, like health insurance, vision insurance. Screw that. You'll be paid, you know, probably in cash at $7.75 minimum wage because Trump and Elon Musk thinks that's a fair wage. And because Daddy Trump is so freaking intelligent by deporting these undocumented migrants, keeping his promise about bringing jobs back to America, you don't even need a gym membership because going out and picking those fruit, picking that tomato is work itself. Running those like tractors is exercise itself. So you're gonna get fit at the same time. And seeing how morbid obesity is plaguing our society, like, and that you're not going to have health insurance with these jobs because, you know, they're not going to pay you benefits because who wants that, right? You are going to lose weight and you won't even need that health insurance that you won't even be getting because he, you know, is cutting funds for Medicaid. Like, oh my God, it's such a win-win. Like, he's so fucking brilliant. Like, the guy is a genius. And what's super cool is if you're in Florida picking those fruit or you're in California picking that fruit, the weather is so nice. The sun is so bright that you are going to get super tanned. So you don't even have to go to the tanning salons. You don't have to go to the tanning salons. You're saving on gym membership. You're saving on health insurance because, you know, you're going to be losing that weight by picking and working and, you know, sewing and plowing. And you're going to save on tanning beds or artificial tanners because the sun is going to be your natural tanning. Like, I swear, Daddy Trump, chef's kiss. He's fucking brilliant. So go get those jobs. There's a lot now.
I did vote for Trump, and now I will deal with the aftermath of the tariffs. I compared 2024 first quarter to 2025 first quarter. I am down 70%. I'm not willing to say that that's due to the decisions of the administration yet, because my business does run in cycles. When it comes to the items that I import directly from China, like the pens, pencils, coffee mugs, keychains, calculators, that's all been affected immediately. I also had a quote for rubber ducks that I was working on, 5,000 rubber ducks. And my unit cost went from below 30 cents to just below 50 cents overnight. Consequently, that order of ducks is on hold. I also have 10,000 poker chips on hold. I have 2,000 hats on hold. This is all merchandise I could be selling right now. Yes, I do have some investments that are down, which is affecting me on the personal side. Now we're not sure which direction we want to go.
Trump is changing the dependent age from 18 to 7. So I just need to know in August, are we sending them back to school or are we sending them to work? Because if the dependent age is now 7, you're trying to say they dependent. If I'm not mistaken, back in the day, they used to work at that age, right? So is he trying to tell us that they need to go back to work? Because I don't think Trump know that these kids ain't regular kids. These kids will flip out if they ain't got they tablets. Now, is we putting them in IT? Is we teaching them kids how to code? They might like that. They might like that. We're gonna have to figure out them some jobs because they ain't gonna do regular jobs. They barely listen to them teachers. Like, these employers is about to catch hell. They gonna be babysitters. And don't put me at the same company as my kids. I don't want to work with them. I already got to be with them at home. Like, y'all done already took them out of school, so now y'all want them to work, and then don't put them at the same company as me. Like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Like, and how much is you paying these kids? Because if you my 7-year-old he needs to get paid well. He can't work for pennies, so that ain't gonna work either. Then you can't even disrespect that people kids. Cause now they gotta leave their job to go to this job. They gonna probably, oh my Lord, Trump ain't thinking this out. He ain't thinking this out clearly. And then the big families is definitely gonna get the most, like, to hit the most. Like, all, like, them single parents, they got like 8, 9, 10 kids. They gonna feel it the most.
It's funny how people really thought that the tariff or whatever would not affect them in any way. First is the farmers for Trump who really voted for the current administration, and only for them to find out that the tariff was going to hurt them. Not only the tariff, they were also going to be hurt by the fact that their employees are going to be deported. A lot of them are already being deported. Some of them have skipped work because they do not want to be caught up in the act. Truth is that ICE is here and they're showing no mercy. Once you are undocumented and get caught up by ICE, you might be going to your country, wherever you come from, right? And that is one thing that these employers, these farmers didn't see coming. A lot of them didn't know that they will be affected in any way. You guys remember that farmer for Trump who actually voted for the current administration without knowing that somehow he would get affected. In fact, he said algorithm didn't push the news to him to get to know about other candidates. He only felt this was the best option, then he voted. This is someone who is looking for grants from already, his grant was almost being approved by the current by Biden administration. All of a sudden, now the government is cutting waste and grants are being cut off and all that just because the government wants to save money. Now they are finding out that they made a huge mistake in the first place. Remember that guy who talked about his co-worker? Okay, every one of them is really feeling it so hard right now. People are losing their job after voting the way they did. They are losing their job. They are losing so many things. People can no longer, business owners cannot afford to keep their businesses afloat. Reason being that the tariff is, affecting them in much ways than they expected. Most of them keep saying, oh, we know that everything is for the better, but we never knew it was going to happen so quick. Yes, we knew that the tariff were going to come, but we thought we are not going to be affected. Maybe China will pay for the tariff and not us importing from China. How melodramatic. A lot of these farmers, a lot of these business owners who are on the internet now crying, people were telling them that this was going to happen, but they never saw it coming. They didn't listen to anybody and whatever anybody has to say. They just felt theirs was the best. Whatever decision they made was the best without, taking time to really listen, check out different people's policies and how it might affect them. No, they didn't do that. Instead, they decided to vote against their own interests and the interests of other people who was out there telling them that this was a bad idea. But now that it's hurting them so bad, they are all on the internet crying and asking for mercy. There's this other lady who is currently trending on the internet. She's crying because her father is being held up in ICE custody and this man just have few months to live. Now he's about to spend few months of his life in an ICE custody without his children around if nothing is done fast. That is something to really look at. Everybody needs to know that voting actually have consequences. During the election, there are so many people who were like, oh, why are you telling us that voting has consequences? This was exactly what people were talking about. The election and voting do have consequences. And when it comes, you might not be prepared for it. I guess so many of these people who actually voted the way they did wasn't prepared to face the consequences that will ensue after. But now that it's here, They are not calling other people for help. And when people tell them they are not interested in coming out to protest or run around the street with them, carrying one placard or the other, talking about the current administration, they feel so offended and curse them out for not being an ally with them. You guys, this is what you voted for. I hope you have peace now that your person is in office. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's have that conversation in the comment section. What do you think about today's video? Do well subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more and more people can see it. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are in the comment. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not. See you all on my next video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Bye.